Okay, welcome to Gab with Sab episode 4. That's where we're at, and we're gonna get into it a little bit. I have to be honest. I recorded this and lost the audio. It's like really tragic. This feels like how you say a not like a coming of age, but like a rite of passage for being a content creator is like losing footage. But like this isn't my first time, and I certainly hope it will be the last, though I'm sure it won't. And maybe I'll learn a lesson about having like a backup audio recording or something like that, because this sucks a little bit. So this is a very like self-oriented episode. I've got some serious topics as well as some silly ones, and we're just gonna have fun. It's gonna be a bit of a roller coaster, a here and there and up and down and left and right. That me espresso, switch it up like Nintendo. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get into it. First, we have a silly topic, and so that is gonna be things that this is actually deadly serious. This is like things that I'm saying right now. Things that I'm saying right now that like make me giggle every time. And so one of them is going to be diva speed. Maybe this one doesn't make me giggle, but it makes me grin. Like, I'd be like, diva speed. And it's meant to be a play on Godspeed, but for the atheists out there, rise up. I started saying this because I wanted to like wish people well and, wish them like luck or wish, break a leg, right? So like break a leg, Godspeed, diva speed. The speed of a diva, which is fast, I hear. Another thing I've been saying is in response to people, or in response to myself, honestly, saying something that I want to affirm, and then I say, I know that's right. I love this one. That's going to be because it's like diva speed. I know that's right. Like, and I think it's from a song. Like, I know that's right. I know that's right. So something like that. That's where I started singing it, and then like the lick like came up in my head, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna like use this aptly, and so aptly I have been using it. I thought of another one, which is there it is, and so this is saying something in response to someone making like a very poignant observation, and you're like, there it is, or maybe not an observation, but like a conclusion, a like thesis kind of statement where you're like, and you wrapped it all up in a bow. Like, there it is. And so I think this is worth mentioning because like, although it sounds very simple, I have been using it when, and like getting, ever so minor of like pushback. That's like a bit of confusion when I say it, where they're like, I didn't think that I was making a like declarative point there. But sure enough. And so I can't provide any examples of that, unfortunately. You either get it or you don't. But there it is. This is a segment I definitely want to do more of. I just need to like actually remember to write down the shit I'm saying instead of just saying it and letting the moment sit. Like I need to document everything for the podcast. I need y'all to know. Because if I didn't exist on the internet, then did I exist at all? Some are saying that. Okay, next. We're gonna get into the serious topics. So yes, this one, audio listeners, is advocating for myself. You'll note that at the top, I made my little subtitle say, bad at this. It is actually famously known worldwide that I suck at advocating for myself. And it's also known famously intergalactically that I want to be better at it. And so it is also the word on the street in the Milwaukee therapy community that, what was I gonna say? That like I'm actively working on it, like, or that this is like, oh, no. It is word on the street in the Milwaukee therapy community that this is actually at the center of all of my problems. So it's really fun. It's really fun to, not do myself any single favor whatever. No, but seriously, this like is, I think advocating for myself looks like a lot of different things in its essence. So like one of those things being asking for help, and another being like taking up space and like waiting. Like I feel very fortunate that I get very little like negative or critical feedback from the people I love and respect. I get a lot of like affirmative and like constructive feedback, and it's like I just listen to that and I ignore it all and I say la 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 la, no, actually I like I've it's like I'm saying I am ignoring all of that and still being like, I don't think I'm good at this, or I fucking suck at this, or I am not worth this, or I don't matter, and like, or I'm not like important to include in the equation. And these are not things that I think like consciously. Just like hearing myself say that, I like feel so annoyed at myself, but it's like I feel that I'm manufacturing issues for myself. And even though I have like lots of love and lots of support, I am like tearing myself down and like, again, like not doing myself any favors by like actually advocating for and acting on my needs and wants and my desires, and taking space up and asking for help when I need it, even if it like burdens other people. Like this sounds so silly. It like I said, it's the word on the street in the Milwaukee therapy scene that I have been working on this for years, and it feels very frustrating to like still be struggling with this so much, because it is also such like a first world issue, right? Like, or, and I say that like maybe first world problem is what I mean, that like notion of like I have the luxury of hating myself, and like, yes, I have the luxury of hating myself, and it's annoying. It's annoying. I'm not trying to say this. How did I even get here? I was gonna say, I'm not trying to say that I like am having a more difficult time than like people actively experiencing like starvation or like homelessness or like systemic oppression, which like I am a woman and femme presenting person, whatever. That is like not the worst of it that we see, unfortunately. And so anyways, I guess I want to say like, yeah, I'm bad at this. Like I'm here to gap about unserious stuff. And so, I mean, like that is exactly the opposite of what I opened this section saying. I said that this is serious, but like I guess this is to say this is me like taking up space, and if you don't want to observe me taking up space, then like I am happy to have you leave the video. Like this, I fear this content's not for you then. This is all about me and my psyche. So like I fear I'm thinking too hard, which is common. And so I, in advocating for myself and in like helping myself and like putting myself in a position to succeed and like doing myself a favor, I'm gonna say like, excuse me, like it's okay that I'm imperfect at this. Something I said in the first take that I want to like highlight was talking about this with regard to failure, and that I feel that I am, you know what it is? We have another slide. Oh my God. So this kind of ties in. This idea of audio listeners, this next slide is managing others' emotions. And this ties into the like advocating for myself, because like right now I am trying to do things, for example, that like mitigate opportunities for negative feelings to occur. Like I'm trying to avoid them at all costs, when in fact the word on the street from the professionals in my life, like the mental health professionals and people whom I respect, is the word on the street is, drumroll, that negative feelings are not only something that are going to happen, it is certain, but they should happen because they are a kind of like feedback or signal or a style of communication that like is useful. It is not like an inherently bad thing for a negative emotion or an emotion that makes you feel bad in some way. Like it's not a nightmare for that to happen. Like that's just a part of how the day goes, and it shouldn't be avoided to the extent that it becomes like me managing other people's emotions, that I'm like, I am tiptoeing unnecessarily. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm tiptoeing around emotions or like the way that I speak or the way that I take up space so as not to like infringe or to like bump into others. That is to say, I'm like taking up the space that I'm like, that I feel that I'm permitted, instead of just like any other person who I am like adapting to, just taking up space in the fucking first place. And like other people will adapt around me as well because I'm adapting to them. Like I totally get it. And do I not think that other people are going to be willing to adapt to me? Like of course they are. So this is something that I do especially with Colin, my monogamous romantic partner. Colin, shout out. And because I feel that I like know him extremely well, and so I feel like this responsibility to act on the like information that I know, and I'm trying to avoid the negative emotions. But like I think something that is interesting is that like what I wrote in this subtitle here is like, I think I'm so good at this, but actually like not only should I not be doing it, but like even if I was, I'm not even good at it, is what I'm trying to say. And I shouldn't be good at it. That is to say, like, let me back up here. I think I'm good at this, at managing other people's emotions, but actually I'm not even good at it, because how could I be? I like don't know people as well as they know themselves. And that's also me like not giving them room to like grow past how they were in maybe like one moment. And it's like taking away their opportunity to experience those negative emotions when they could have been useful. And like, who am I to say whether or not like something is good or bad for them? Like they should have the like freedom and the autonomy to react to the stimuli around them. And in fact, I think they want me to take up space, to be myself, to act on my authentic desires. They're probably assuming that that's what I'm doing, right? Like that is what I would expect of them. And so why am I not expecting that of myself? And so this is like a 2-slide long-winded way to say that like I am trying to be more of myself all the time. And I want to like discover who that is, because like much as I'm saying, like other people surprise me all the time by like being different than I predicted, of course, I also have that like curiosity toward myself of like what is next. I don't know that was a complete sentence, but I am trying to have like a curiosity towards myself to figure out what I like and want and like what feels right. And part of that has also been like thinking about intuition. I don't know if I talked about this last episode, but I have been thinking about intuition, and I actually listened to a podcast about it, the Magical Overthinkers podcast. Shout out. It was talking about intuition, and basically I am trying to like trust my gut more and like listen to it and use that as more information in my decision making. You know, I'm not gonna like completely trust it 100%, because like I have gut feelings that are wrong all the time. But like using it as like, you know, I'm usually right about this, and so it's okay for me to like pattern match and say like, this might be similar to this. Let me investigate this further. Right? So this is what I'm working on. This is hard and challenging and annoying, but it is like quite literally making my life so much fucking worse. Like, again, not that bad. Not that bad. I just hate myself. Like, it could be so much worse. Believe me, I understand. But I am like ready to stop manufacturing the suffering that I like endure. I'm trying to like withdraw my hand in that and acting like I have the ability and the power to do that. So like we will see how this goes. I don't think that this is just like something I can necessarily mental exercise myself out of. I think it's going to be something I have to like just keep practicing and maybe it is something I can like mentally exercise myself out of. It's not like a moment of realization so much as it is like a skill and a habit that I'm going to practice. And so what a fun little realization that was. Good thing we did a second take of the podcast. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to move on to something a little more silly, which is bobby pins. So I have had hair, some have said, and I have had thin hair for like my entire life, and thus bobby pins have never really been like a useful tool for me. But I don't know what it is as of recent, besides that now I like color my hair. If that is why all of a sudden like bobby pins have just kind of started working. Like I haven't really changed my methodology much, but I've been trying a lot more and like putting a lot more effort into like making attempts, even if they are failures ultimately. And like I was saying earlier, or maybe I wasn't, maybe that was in the first take, that I was trying to say I'm trying to have an attitude towards failure that is like not being afraid of it, because part of learning is failing. And this was exactly what I gave my talk about at the UIF meetup, was talking about like having an attitude towards failure that is embracing it as part of the process rather than trying to avoid it at all costs. And so like, yes, we should generally try to avoid failure. Like ultimately we're not avoiding failure, we're trying to succeed. And so I don't think that those two are necessarily synonymous, because you can avoid failure and I don't know, like it's the wrong, I'm proposing that it's the wrong motivation to like avoid failure. You should instead be trying to find success, and that usually means trying things. That means like being brave and courageous and taking risks. And anyway, let me back up. Bobby pins, bro. I have been putting these in my hair, and suddenly they have been working and like sticking and like holding hair the way that I want them to. And I'm wondering if it's because I started coloring my hair a few years ago, because now I'd like do red hair kind of year round now. And I'm wondering if it like adds a layer or something, or infuses some like size into my hair follicles, and like that, or not follicles, but my strands of hair. And that's why like bobby pins are starting to work more, because I just like have more hair to hold. I don't know. But I like, it just feels fun to like have something that I finally learned how to use and finally have it be a useful tool, because I feel like I have grown up to see like everybody else around me, like other like femme presenting people or people with long hair, using bobby pins successfully. Like they just have always been. It's been like, I just know how to use bobby pins. And I think part of this is that my mom is not a big bobby pin girl, and I very much followed in her footsteps when it came to like beauty and cosmetology-esque things. And yeah, she was not a big bobby pin girl. But thankfully I had like friends, especially like friends with thicker hair, like, anyways, they would try to use them in my hair, and my hair was just like way too thin. And I mean, that wouldn't stop them, but I was like, you're scraping the scalp here, girlies. Like, this is not in my hair. This is not suspended by my hair. This is like laying against my scalp, blood in its trail. So anyway, bobby pins, slay, such a useful tool. This is gonna be a big one. We might do a break and come back to this one, because I think this is gonna be my last topic in this take. So give me a fresh hot second. Bah. What up, team? This is Sab, editing Sab, here to say that this podcast is brought to you by, I don't know, we have no sponsors. Sponsors hit my line. Moving on. All right, everybody, we're back. We are back. and I'm here to talk about makeup, but specifically skin products and just the relationship that I have with them in accordance with my face. This has not one single thing to do with anybody else's use of these skin products. Purely this is me. That should go without saying for like almost all of this podcast is like, I'm just thinking about me. I'm thinking about me. As much as I'm not thinking about me, I'm thinking about me. Yes. So, today, taking the glasses off, audio listeners, I'm gonna show the camera my face. And you can see, probably not, because this camera quality is pure, that it is covered in a milk gel tint, and not milk like the substance, but milk the brand. And so I got a little free sample, and I was like, you know what? It's time to break my 5-year streak of no face products, no skin products on my face. I'll tell you what I do for makeup. I do eyebrows and mascara, and I do blush, and I do eyeliner, and I do highlighter. I'm dabbling with eyeshadow, but eyeshadow, I don't know how to use it is quite simply the issue, and it just looks like shit all the time. And so more recently I've had a couple successful or semi-successful jaunts, but we're failing our way forward with that one. So something that we're not failing our way forward in is skin products. And so I used to use concealer, and concealer was the last one of my so I used to use way more products, or I used to use them more regularly. And I have since in the last several years cut back to being my essentials are eyebrows and mascara, and sometimes a highlighter just for funsies. But really the eyebrow and mascara are the essentials, and that's what I'll definitely do if I'm going to an event or going out, or I'm gonna I'm expecting to be photographed. Maybe not if I'm expecting to be photographed, but usually, if I'm being honest. So I'm bringing all this up to say that my relationship to skin products had to come to an inevitable end, or at least until recently, today. But it had to come to an end for the time being because my skin is so oily. My skin is disgustingly oily apparently, and I could just not find a product that worked. I also didn't try that hard. Hey, didn't have that much money. So I was I buy a product and I use it front to back, even if it doesn't really work. Or I just finally I had my breaking point where I was dude, whatever. I'm fucking sick of this. I'm sick of putting shit on my face and having it make me actually look worse at the end of the day, at the literal end of the day. I was looking so greasy and so slimy, and I was I literally need to go into the bathroom and take a damp cloth and wipe my face down. And if I have skin products on, that strategy is just not really that accessible to me, because then I might I basically need to wash my entire fucking face, and it's not easy to just wipe an entire skin product off. And so anyway, and I blow my nose a lot as well, and so it was coming off on that. And so I never did a full beat, but I would do different lighter products. I would try to do BB creams and CC creams or whatever, and I think if I would have kept going, I would have jumped into tinted moisturizers. But tinted moisturizers at the time that I was thinking of, when the clean girl routine, and just slightly before that was when I was seeing it in my my space. I saw it early, you could say. Yeah, I think skin tints or tinted moisturizers would actually be my shit, which is why I gave this gel tint a try. It was because I was there could be something here. But I've had this complicated relationship because not only did skin products just not work for my skin, I also was I wasn't wearing them to have fun. I do, my eyebrows and my mascara is in a weird gray area, but the eyeliner and the blush. And like I do lip gloss now too, lip gloss. That is fun. Like that is stuff to have fun. And this doing skin products is because I thought I was ugly. Like I believe, and I like, some days are better than others, like believe that I am like uggo and need to fucking cover that shit up in order for people to like take me seriously or like entertain the idea of like being my friend and being kind to me. And so there's a lot to unpack there, and namely it had to do with my like relationship to myself, like much of the rest of this podcast episode. I just like decided to, I don't know if I decided this consciously, but basically what happened was I was like, I'm gonna let these like products run out and I'm just like not gonna buy anything new because I'm also like busy. I think this happened in college. And so I was just like, I don't want to walk several blocks to go to the grocery store to get new drugstore makeup. Like, for one, poor. For two, busy. For three, I don't even feel like I look that cute again at the end of the day. Like, and so I just was like, I guess I'm gonna stop doing this. Like, I maybe am gonna like go down to the essentials and like, I don't even know. I feel I'm talking out my ass a little bit, like trying to recap and recount how my relationship with makeup changed. But I guess eventually I like just started wearing less or like not wearing any at all and like going out into the world and like feeling normal like that. Like it literally took practicing being without makeup and like feeling insecure. Like it was not like I did not feel ugly. I did. But then I saw the world like be kind to me anyway. And I would love to say that this was just like a relationship with myself thing, but it like was absolutely aided by having like the world not react like really brashly to me, like not treat me like a subhuman because I like didn't wear makeup necessarily. But I mean, nonetheless, or nevertheless, I was seeing like peers of mine go to like bigger companies to do engineering work and be told not to wear makeup in customer calls because it's distracting. And like it was the popular opinion of like all the people in my circle that was whack as fuck. But it's still, someone still fucking said that in like the year 2021. That is insane. That is insane behavior. And so I guess I have these beliefs about makeup that are like quite literally from like secondhand experience, and that's enough to make me be like, people aren't gonna like treat me like a person if I don't look pretty. And the responsibility to look pretty is just like such a very quintessential like femme presenting issue and like a woman issue. And so I guess as I grew as an activist, I also felt like, I felt and I still do feel, I think, like it is an act of rebellion to like choose not to wear makeup, especially at like formal or professional occasions, that it's like like oddly contrary to the comment I made earlier about someone being told not to wear makeup during customer calls because it's distracting. It is also like expected that you like do your best to look pretty. And I think this is an interesting situation that we're in like the stage of feminism that we're at. And in like, I can only speak to my specific experience as like a 26-year-old in the spaces that I've been in Wisconsin but in like liberal cities and like Madison and Milwaukee. And I don't even remember what I was saying. I was saying I have a complicated relationship with the products. Or it feels like an act of rebellion. Like I guess as I grew in my activism, I was saying, yeah, that it felt and it feels like an act of rebellion to move through the world without makeup, especially in formal and professional situations. There we go. Yes. And there is part of me in using this gel tint that feels like succumbing to those societal pressures. Doing my eyebrows and my mascara in some ways feels that way too. but I like doing my eyebrows and my mascara. Like, when I do them, I'm like, that looks good. Like, that is how I want my face to look. Or that's how I want to just, like, generally appear. Like, I make choices about my fashion all the time. I think it is, like, not outrageous to want... I think it's not outrageous to want to make choices about how my face looks as well. And there are things that I like. Like, there are things that I personally find, like, I am, like, literally attracted towards. So, like, when I look in the mirror, when I post pictures of myself, when I look at myself, that's what I want to see. But that, like, has to be within reason. And it's also within, like, an amount of effort. Because, like, the effort it would take for me, I think, to find a skin product that, like, does what I want it to do without also making my face, like, disgustingly oily, it's just a lot of work, and I just kind of don't want to do it. And it's literally easier and cheaper for me to just not use any skin products at all. And so I feel like this is a little bit all over the place. And you could probably say that for the podcast at large, but, like, this feels a bit scatterbrained, probably because I talked about this once already, but also because, like, there's just so many complex feelings that I have around this. And like, I say they're complex because they're at odds with each other, and yet they, like, exist at the same time. And so while I feel like it's me being a bad activist, if you will, to, like, still adhere to beauty standards, it also feels like it makes me a good activist or, like, a good feminist to reject... No. It makes me a good feminist to do something that feels good for me and that, like, prioritizes my experience. And it feels like both. It, like, whereas doing the face doesn't really feel like both, my eyebrows and my mascara, like, feel like I'm doing it for me as well. And I'm trying to, like, listen to that intuitive sense of, like, what I like and what makes me feel cool and, like, hot and fun. Like, what makes me look in the mirror and be like, slay the boots down, mama. And so I'm wearing this gel tint. That is to say, I'm not going to become a buyer, not going to become a full-time buyer. Would I recommend it? As a girl with oily skin, I will say my skin does not look that oily end of day here. And I did put this on at, like, I don't know, the middle of the day, like 11. And it's almost 10 o'clock now. So it's been, like, 13 hours. That's not, like, a full day. I mean, but it's a while. And my skin has looked worse, I'll say that. But earlier in the day, you could, like, tell that it was there on top of my face. It did not, like, for being a gel tint and being something relatively light, it, like, maybe I used too much. I don't know. I might try it again tomorrow just to, like, see what's up. And I'm also going to use then, I got another sample of a moisturizer primer combination thing, and so I was like, that would probably work well with this, so let me try those together. I'm having fun, like, Tetrising my little samples together to, like, get me through the next couple days of, like, washing my face and moisturizing and stuff and doing my makeup. So I think that's it. Into the stuff that I recorded only one time, talking about big yarn and the corruption at hand. Hey, it's me. It's Sabrina. I'm here editing this podcast, and I'm just done, and I am here to say thank you for watching, and I love you guys so much. OMG Sab Gang forever. See you. Welcome back. This is Gab with Sab, episode 4. Part 2. This is the second half. You guys ready? Are we ready to go blow this team out of the water? Harley? Okay, so next, I want to talk about big yarn. Silly. What are they doing now? I don't know if doing a millennial bit is for me. I feel like it's just not good. I just feel that I don't do a good job of it. Or, like, making it clear that it's a bit, like, I think that there are a lot of people who think that I have that kind of humor based solely on me doing it ironically, I guess. That's the word. And sometimes that scares me. But Like I said, I'm taking up space and not apologizing for it. So if some people think that, you know what? So be it. That's just gonna be what it is. So big yarn. This is actually very literal. Well, first of all, here is like the size of yarn we're talking about. Not only is this very large, but like it's a very thick yarn. It's fuzzy. And I have a whole bag of it. So much. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all of it. So I put this in here because I want you to drop suggestions in the comments below. I am at a loss. Like, what do I do that even uses yarn that's that big? That's that big. And big yarn is corrupt for sure. Like, they're selling us plastic, and that's crazy. They should be giving it away. Oh my god, I didn't realize that we were actually this close to the end of the video when I ended the first half. Content shout out, Grid for Girls. I want to do I'm gonna do content shout outs at the end of every video now, because there's just a lot of other content that I like that I want to like put you on to. And so Grid for Girls is an F1 podcast, and bear with me here because I do not watch F1, but I have listened to the most recent 2 episodes and I have really, really enjoyed it. It has made me laugh. It has made me giggle. It has kept me entertained. Like, I feel like a fly on the wall, you know what I mean? And it's from one of my very good friends who is one of the very funniest people I know. And so it is just good. It also is like, it has made me understand like why Formula One is interesting and why people watch it. And I'm like, oh. So as soon as I start getting like more familiar with these names and the racing with the sponsors, then I think I will start to really like lock into this podcast. And if you already like F1, this is really good. I bet you would really like it. I don't know you at all. Who are you? That's it. That's it. We covered a lot today, team. And hey man, you know what? I'm looking forward to the next episode, and I'm looking forward to your suggestions of what I do with my big yarn. Sab out.